Today's date is February 20th, 2024, and that means that the series of storms I've been talking about for several days now is underway. The latest satellite imagery as of early this afternoon just shows how large this storm is. It has a central pressure of about 950 millibars and it's located right off of Greenland, with some other weaker low pressure areas to the south of the main area of low pressure. Turning this over to our weather tracker map, you're going to see how we have some lighter rain across Ireland and the UK to start your day today, but that's going to be pretty light and won't really be impactful. Some heavier bouts of rain and strong winds are on their way by tomorrow with this pair of low pressure. The one on the northern end looks to strengthen quickly, impacting Iceland as a 950 millibar low pressure area. The second one, which is to the south, looks to directly impact Ireland and the UK, but even still, that's nothing out of the ordinary for this part of the world. I guess we can consider that round 2 of rain and wind, but here comes round 3 by Wednesday evening, and this is the one that's going to really knock down the temperatures. Yet again, this one looks to rapidly strengthen, and by Thursday morning, the center of low pressure will probably be located just north of Scotland, with a strong cold front progressing eastward. On Thursday evening, the front will extend all the way from Norway to Iberia, with mainly heavy rain for most areas, except for some mountain snow. Let's take a closer look at Scandinavia for Thursday night into Friday, because right along that cold front, another strong low pressure is going to try popping up there, and watch as it rapidly deepens as it impacts Norway, amplifying the precipitation. Zooming back out, we can really see that cold front has made noticeable progress inland, and by Friday afternoon it should extend from the Baltic countries all the way down to Morocco. At this point, the front will be losing its punch, but heavy precipitation will remain a concern, especially for the Balkan countries along the Adriatic coast. Behind this system, we see tightly packed isobars and widespread precipitation continuously flowing into Western Europe, and that's going to persist well into the weekend even after that cold front moves away. This is going to keep things pretty gusty and rainy, especially for coastal areas. But Western Europe is used to wet and unsettled weather during the winter, so you may just be thinking that this storm is ending. Well, not so fast. Look at what we may have developing over the weekends between the low pressure and high pressure areas. The exact intensity of the system is still unknown as it's expected to occur by the weekend, but I think if you're in northern Iberia or France, make sure you pay special attention to the weekend since I do think we have something strong developing. Heading into Monday, this possible storm will move inland, which will then allow for a renewed round of colder air and gusty rain showers to spill in on the backside of the attendant cold front into places like Portugal and Spain. The strength of that low pressure will have an impact on how much cold air can get pulled south, so that's even going to have an impact on the chance of snowfall in parts of France and the Benelux, but since that is uncertain right now, it's not worth getting too hung up on it. Here's an update on the precipitation accumulation for the next 5 days. Southern Norway is going to be impacted by multiple rounds of precipitation in this time frame, whether it falls as rain or snow, so we may see a widespread 50 millimeters or more in this yellow shade. The British Isles and Ireland can expect their typical weather, with widespread rainfall being maximized in coastal areas. As you'll see in a little bit, snow is going to be possible for some areas as well. France can expect widespread heavy rain, especially closer to the coast, and if that strong low pressure area does materialize over the weekend, then we may see those rainfall totals exacerbated. Iberia can expect some heavy rainfall as well, but that's going to be confined to the more northern areas, since we will have some nearly non-stop rain for several days. Unfortunately, places that really do need the rain like southern Portugal and Spain will be missing a lot of it, at least through February 25th. For Italy and the Balkan countries, I'm expecting torrential rainfall along the cold front, so where you do see those yellow, orange, and red shades, I would be alert for the risk of flooding. As far as the snowfall potential goes, we can expect quite a bit of it from southern Norway all the way to northern Finland. The rest of Western Europe can expect widespread snow confined to the mountains across Iberia, the UK, Ireland, France, and more. Some of the heaviest mountain snowfall is expected in southwestern and south-central Europe due to the high precipitation rates, causing snowfall to add up very quickly. We see that around the highest peaks in the Alps, where some areas could pick up nearly 100 centimeters of snow in a short period of time, while northern Portugal and Spain will see heavy mountain snow accumulation due to the persistence of precipitation rather than the extremely high rates. Another threat I wanted to highlight for this report is the strong wind, so I'm going to walk you through the wind threat along with the flooding potential. For today, February 20th, the risk of extreme wind or precipitation is low. By tomorrow, we see an uptick in the wind and rain as round 2 moves in. On Thursday, the wind and rain risk will really increase as those northwest winds really start picking up between the high and low pressure areas, so expect some of the most blustery conditions from Iberia to Central Europe. I would also watch for that heavy precipitation, especially where you see the darker green across France, the Benelux, and Germany. By Friday, the wind and precipitation will threaten more areas. Iberia will be targeted by that northwest flow, while that new low pressure area causes an increase in wind and precipitation for the Nordic countries. And then the eastward progressing cold front will raise the risk of flooding and strong winds in the Adriatic Sea. By Saturday, the wind and precipitation risks will lessen a little bit, but we do see some of those darker green shades over Montenegro, so the risk of flooding will probably be centered over that small region of the Balkans. I'll have more information and details on what comes next heading into the last few days of February, but for now, thanks for watching today's weather report. Make sure you leave your feedback and questions down below, and consider subscribing if you're new. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.